and a good morning, good afternoon, and a very good evening to you, the good and wonderful people of the tube. I've turned into a robot for some reason. Anyway, hello there everybody, hope you're okay today, and I hope all is well in your world. My world is rather spiffing today, as I must say, because I can finally bring you a video on the Line 6 Pod 2.0, because I want to do a video on this thing for ages, and I just haven't got round to getting one, but now I don't have one, this isn't mine, but I've been very graciously, kindly let loose on it, and I'm very, very grateful. So the person who owns it is behind the camera. You can hear her laughing creepily. Anyway, moving along. So, this isn't mine, but I might steal it and have lots of pod babies. Anyway, it's a bit weird. So, I love the pod. My first introduction to the pod was when I first met my friend Ian, who recorded the Dave Smithson Trio album. Produced it and recorded it. And he had one of these things for recording, and that would have been 2003. I first saw one of these things. Or would it have been 2004? No, it would have been 2003. And maybe. I don't know anymore. And I just remember like the sounds he was getting out of it. I'd never heard anything. I mean, I'd only literally just been playing guitar, like maybe not even a year at that point. I'd started in May 2002, and I probably met Ian towards the end of 2003. So I remember it was cold, that's all I can remember. I remember his house, but I remember the sounds he was getting out of this thing were just incredibly awesome. They were so kind of like rich and full and not harsh. And at the time I was using like the Zoom 606 and a Carlsberg amp, and I had like 3 guitars, and I didn't really know what I was doing. And then I saw Ian using just this into a Fender Hot Rod Deluxe, and I was just like, what? And then my friend Dean got one, and I was able to mess around with his, and because Ian had his set the way he wanted it, but Dean kind of used it for kind of like, you know, tones for recording, and I just fell in love with it. So I immediately wanted one, but couldn't afford one. So I went for the next best thing, which was the Behringer V-Amp at the time, which was cool, but kept breaking on me, and just basically didn't work. So I eventually sold that and went back to pedals, but I've always harboured a love for these things. And over the years, I have done certain recordings where I've used one of these things. I mean, John Frusciante used one of these things to record Water for only 10 days and stuff like that. And I just love them. And personally, to me, they still stack up now as amazing. The sounds I'm going to show you today, I would happily go to a gig with this thing today. No if, no but. I would happily use this for a gig. It wouldn't faze me in the slightest bit. I would be very happy. So, like I say, you know, everyone knows what the pod is. If you don't, where have you been? It's literally a legendary thing, and I love it to bits. So today, people of tube, what I thought I would do is I've set up 4 sounds in this thing. So A is like an ambient clean tone. I'll show you all these in isolation in a minute. B is just kind of like a straight kind of like cleanish kind of John Frusciante-esque kind of tone. C is distortion, and D is a fuzz tone. It's the fuzz tone you heard in the intro jam. And I'm basically just going to go through it. I am going to mess around with the effects module in this while I go, just to kind of like, you know, just to variety and show you kind of what it does. But I absolutely love it. It's so, so good, this thing. We're just running it in mono as well today. I'm not running it in stereo. Yeah, there's not much more to be said, people tube. So let's make some noise. The Pod 2.0. So happy to finally bring this to you. It's so cool. Let's go. Okay, YouTube, there you go. That's the 4 sounds that I've got programmed into Mr. Pod here, the kidney bean, if you will. This thing is amazing. I totally believe this thing still stands above some of the even modern day kind of multi-effects units that are about. They're just amazing. They sound great. They're easy to program. They're easy to mess around with. You can get what you want very, very quickly with them. They don't take, there's not crazy amounts of like sub menus and all these kind of things. It's like it's very straightforward. Drive, bass, middle, treble, channel volume, reverb, effects tweak, your effects, your cabinets. It's so simple. It's just literally to the point. Sounds great. Love it. Ugh! I hope the sounds came across okay. I really do. We're not using the DI today. I was miking it up with a 57. I've kind of missed the 57 sound, to be perfectly honest with you. But we are going through the Orange Super Crush, which is behind me, which is just set clean. All the dirt and the grit you're hearing, and the reverb as well, is all coming from Mr. Pod here. These things are amazing. They really are. And like I say, I really think these things haven't aged. Like, when these things came out, they were amazing. And however many years down the line we are now since these things first came out, they're still amazing, in my opinion. Love it to bits. So cool. Now I need to go and get a gig with this. See you in a bit, people of YouTube. Have a great morning, afternoon, good evening. Hope you enjoyed this vid. Hope you enjoyed the noise this thing makes. And I'll see you again. Have a great one until then. Goodbye now. See you tomorrow.